Hey everyone and welcome back. If you are new here then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today we are diving into the world of cool tones, which I don't really wear very often. I feel like I've not done a soft glam makeup either for such a long time and they are my favourite, so I'm going to do a cool toned like soft glam makeup look today. So I'm going to just get straight into it today. I'm going to start with some concealer. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape today. This is brand new to me, I've never used this before. I'm using the shade Light Sand. So I'm just going to carve out my brow with this concealer and then I'm going to use it as my eye base as well. I have bought quite a bit of new makeup for starting back to work finally after lockdown. So next week, I think probably next Sunday, will be like a big makeup haul. So make sure that you subscribe so you know when that goes live. So for my eyeshadows today, I'm going to use a mix of the Jaclyn Hill palette and then I have a couple of eyeshadows from Makeup Geek in this C palette. So they are Barcelona Beach and Bedrock I'm going to be using as well. I don't have a lot of cool tone shades because I barely ever wear cool tones. Warm tones are just my thing. So I've got plenty of palettes of warm tones in. So I'm going to start today using Bedrock, which is this from Makeup Geek. I love Makeup Geek shadows. They are some of my favourite formula. So I'm using this as my first transition shade. This is a very sort of cool tone grey. I do want this to be a little bit more winged out today, so I'm going to concentrate it quite a bit on the outer corner and any excess just coming into like my inner socket, and I am going to sort of blend it out like I usually do with a lot of my soft glam makeups. I might also add in a little wing today. I haven't done a winged eyeliner in ages either, so I might just change it up a little bit. So concentrating most of this on the outer corner, just building up a little bit of a winged shape. And then I'm going to go in with a more of a cool tone brown. So this is from Makeup Geek as well, and this one is called Barcelona Beach. For this I'm going to just apply like through my socket. I'm not going to blend this up or out as high as I've done with the first one. I do find cooler tones are harder to work with than warmer tones. I just don't feel like they blend as well for some reason. Let me know if you feel the same. Okay, so now I'm going to move into the Jaclyn Hill palette and I'm going to pick up this one at the bottom. My palette hasn't got any of the names on and I didn't get the sheet with the names, so it's just this one right here. It's quite a dark sort of cool tone brown, so I'm going to concentrate this mainly on the outer corner. And I don't want to get this looking too dark because I don't want to lose this like grey transition. So I'm just going to lightly build up the depth on this outer corner, just very softly, and then I can just keep going in with the previous two shades just to blend this out because I don't want it to turn into like too much of a brown smoky eye. So I'm going to keep this mainly on the outer corner, and then I'm going to pick up a bit more of Bedrock, which was the first shade, and just kind of flick this out just so you can definitely see the grey. So for the inner part of my lid, I'm going to use this one out of the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's kind of like, let me see if I can swatch it. It's almost like a taupey sort of silvery shade. Again, I don't know what it's called. I don't know whether you can see it. It's actually quite a pretty colour. So I'm just going to pat a little bit of this just in my inner corner, just to highlight it a little bit. I don't want to go sort of too glittery today. Just want something to brighten this inner corner. I'm not going to use any pigments or anything for once today. I've done so much with pigments and things lately. I thought I would just stick to just eyeshadows today and do something a little bit more softer. So I'm going to do a bit of a smoky liner and a wing as well today. So this is the 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil from Urban Decay and Demolition. So I'm going to press this into my lash line, thicker on the outer corner, thinner on the inner corner. And then I'm going to use a little smudger brush And I'm just going to smudge this in. I do feel like you have to work quite quick with these eye pencils because they do set quite quickly. And then I'm also going to use this to line my upper waterline. Okay, then I'm just going to use this liquid eyeliner to just put a wing on the outer corner. So I'm just going to use this to do a little wing. Okay, now I'm just going to apply some of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which is my favourite. So I'm using the L'Oreal Pro Glow and I've mixed shade 204 and 205. I'm using my blank canvas F20 to apply it first, so I'm just gonna almost press it on. This is probably one of the only foundations that I actually prefer when you apply it with a brush rather than a sponge. My last tutorial was a video all about like creating a long wearing base to wear under your face mask. So if you are struggling with your makeup transferring or coming away, then I'll leave that video again linked in the description, and I'll leave it up here as well, just so you can go and have a look at it. And then if there's anything that you're struggling with, there's loads of tips in that video to make your makeup last underneath your mask. I want quite a glam base, but nothing sort of too heavy. And I feel like this foundation definitely gives me that. I wear this like for my everyday foundation, but you can really build it up to a nice like soft glam base as well, which is nice. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit more just on my beauty sponge and then just build this up sort of in the centre where I need a little bit more coverage. And I've got myself a new sponge. I always love a new sponge. This is a very glowy foundation, as you'll be able to see, so if you are more oily you may not like this foundation, but if not, then the L'Oreal True Match is really nice as well. Then for my under eyes, I'm going to mix together Fair Light Neutral and Light Sand, because Light Sand might just be a little bit too yellow, even though I do like a yellow under eye. So I'm going to start with Fair Light Neutral. I think this might be alright on its own actually, so I'm going to try not to go too heavy-handed because I think this is quite a full coverage concealer and I've not tried this before, so maybe we'll start slow with this. And yes, it is quite full coverage. Okay, so I'm just applying also a little bit of Light Sand just to this very inner corner. It is quite a thick concealer, but it doesn't feel thick. It does dry a lot quicker than ones that I've used before though. Okay, then moving on to bronzer, I'm using my Beautiful Bronze from LA Girl, but I always like to apply it on the back of my hand first because again this also sets really quickly, so I don't like to apply sort of too much at once. So I'm just taking some on my Real Techniques contour brush and I'm just going to buff this as I usually do through my contour and onto my cheeks. I'm going to use just a little bit more Light Sand. Just pop a little bit more just underneath here because I do like a really bright under eye and I don't feel like I've applied enough. Okay, that is better. I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of Laura Mercier just with the same sponge and I'm just applying enough to set and then I'll just bake a little bit down the centre of my face because I am a little bit more dry, so I don't always need to bake too much. Okay, then I'll just bake just in this section here where I applied that extra concealer. I don't go too far to my lash line because I'm already quite dry there, so I'll just end up creasing even more than I usually would. And then I'll do my bronzer next. So I'm going to start with the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. This is in the shade Bronzed. A little bit across the nose. And I'm also going to use a little bit of this Anastasia Beverly Hills one. This is in the shade Cappuccino. I'm just going to do just a little bit of this one though because this is quite warm in tone. And I don't want it to look silly if we've got cool toned eyes and then like a really bronzed skin. I'm also just going to quickly bake my contour area as well. And then for my blush today, I'm going to use this little Primark palette. I'm just going to mix those two there. I'm not going to do too much blush today really, just on the very apples and then just work it back. Okay, and then I'm going to buff this off underneath my eyes because I don't need it to sit there for too long, and then also here. Okay, so for my under eyes, I'm just going to line my waterline with that same pencil. Okay, and then I've just put a little bit into the roots of my lower lashes as well, and I'm going to use that grey, the Bedrock shadow from Makeup Geek, to smudge this out because I don't want it to be too smoky underneath. So to highlight my face and my inner corner, I'm going to use Becca's Opal, which is still very smashed from when I broke it in one of my previous videos, so I do have to be quite careful. I am going to fix it. So I'm just going to pop a little bit to my inner corner. So for lips, I'm just going to start with Jeffree Star's lip liner in Leo. And then I'm going to apply Celebrity Skin just to the centre. Oh, okay then guys, so that is today's cool toned soft glam makeup look. I really hope you did enjoy it. Let me know if you did down in the comments, and please give it a big thumbs up as well, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!